Who is Devious Daniel? Yeah, that's what the fandom called it. This is gonna be a little less edited and maybe shorter because I really want to get this video out, so Ahoy there, tailwaggers, my name is Tori, and you are watching me. This is my channel, and you're watching it. Welcome. Today we're discussing the identity of this mysterious new character from the latest FNAF 2 trailer, like many other theorists have been doing. Trust me, my answer is going to shock you. I hope. I think it's a unique take. First of all, what do we know for certain about this character? Well, we know from the FNAF 2 trailer and this leaked clip from a panel at San Diego Comic-Con that this character is a security guard, note the gold badge, and will be taking on a phone guy / Dave Miller role for the movie, showing the ghost hunters at the start of the movie around the abandoned pizzeria and explaining what everything is. Now, this guy obviously isn't William Afton, and I doubt he's Ralph because, well, the role of the phone guy was split into two characters in the first movie, Steve Raglan and the Night God Bob. So who could this be? Well, he's probably not Jeremy like I first thought because, well, that role is likely being given to Jeremiah, as we know he's returning for FNAF 2. One of the more obscure options I've seen is that he could be Fritz Smith, as Fritz's name was mentioned in the first movie and he is originally from FNAF 2, so that could be cool. But by far the two most suggested characters I've seen, and arguably the two most likely, are Sammy Emily from the novel trilogy and Michael Afton. Oh my god, so starting with Michael Afton because he's a little less interesting. I don't really understand how people think that this is Michael. I mean, maybe when the movie comes out I'll be humbled to death right there in the theater, but I just don't think that this character is anything like Michael. He wears purple, sure, but that's where the similarities kind of end. The Night God acts like Dave Miller and is very suspicious. Michael in the games, meanwhile, is neither of these things. He's just a sarcastic guy who dislikes his job and is trying to put an end to his father, and just so happens to wear the Afton purple. That's it. Sincerely, I don't think anyone would be making this connection if Devious Daniel over here was wearing orange or pink or something instead. Oh wait, no, maybe. Besides, we already have a Mike character in the movie series. Do we really need a second? You know, just like with the Fritz stuff, maybe I'll get proven wrong when the movie comes out. Maybe in a few years we'll get scooped Freddy Carter on the big screen.
Father, it's me, Michael.
But yeah, we'll come back to this soon because it is important to the rest of the video. Now on to Sammy Emily. I really like this idea. I really do. The movies are loosely based on the novels, which is where Sammy comes from, and he pauses when someone talks about the puppet the animatronic Charlie possesses.
The restaurant had a lot of unique features.
Like the marionette.
Okay, so yeah, there's not a lot of evidence for it, but it's still a really good answer. If the kid Charlie is holding in this scene is Sammy, it makes sense why he would want to work at the old pizzeria when he's older. This is where his sister is. He wants to be with her. And by the looks of it, Henry isn't exactly doing okay right now, so Charlie is probably all Sammy has. Except there is an issue with this. Sammy appears nowhere else in the entire FNAF series. And in the novels, his only role really is to function as a plot twist, where it's revealed Charlie is the one Afton killed, not Sammy. So when people suggest this is some version of Sammy, it's more so going off of vibes than actual evidence. That being said, who do I think the Night Guard is? Do I think he's Sammy Emily, like I suggested, or is he Michael Afton? Well, what if I told you he's both? Don't click off the video, I promise you this is going somewhere. In the trailer, we see a few shots of Vanessa's dreams, and in one of these shots, we see a framed family photo of two kids. Presumably, one of them is Vanessa, as it's her home, and well, I doubt William would frame a photo of his kid and some other stranger's kid, so it's possible that this is a sibling. I think that this sibling is the Night Guard. Remember I said we'd come back to Michael? Well, we know from Cislocation that Mike was doing tasks for Afton, like going into the Cislocation bunker, and while I do not think that this guy is Michael Afton because, again, he acts nothing like Michael and Mike Schmidt already exists, I do think his possible connection to Dave Miller and the possibility of working for Afton is pretty telling. It's also worth noting that his behaviour, assuming he is working for Afton, is very similar to Baby from the novel trilogy. However, even still, his reaction to the puppet and the likelihood that he is the kid Charlie is holding in these flashbacks are just details that are too important for me to ignore. He has too many details to both Sammy Emily and Michael Afton, possibly being the kid she saved the day she died, having that weird pause for the puppet, but also potentially being one of the Afton children and working for William. So who do I think this Night Guard character is? Well, simple. He is Sammy. Sammy Afton. So, what do you think? Am I onto something, or is this theory a complete and total reach? Let's be real, this theory is ridiculous no matter what. I'm pretty sure that there was like a description of the movie recently that calls Vanessa the last connection to William, so I don't know, this theory is probably wrong. Maybe he really is just Fritz Smith for whatever reason. I guess we'll have to wait for the movie to come out. I'm going to be cosplaying Jeremy Fitzgerald when I go to watch FNAF 2, by the way. But whatever you think, make sure to comment it down below because I read every single one. But make sure to keep it polite because an aggressive and unproductive discussion just isn't one worth having. Trust me. Subscribe only if you think I earned it, and I will see you at some point, I'm sure. Bye-bye for now.